So we have a huge decline in COVID, and this is very predictable. If you looked at what happened with the South Africa, then when you saw it go to Europe, it's different than the previous iterations because it goes much higher, but it goes higher quicker and it turns over quicker. So if you look at every other wave, the wave takes longer to build, crests, and then takes longer to go down. This shot up quickly and then turned over. I think the good thing about Omicron is it's unquestionably milder than what we saw with the Delta variant. You see that in the statistics in Florida. It's overwhelmingly Omicron. I don't know that it's 100%. I mean, you got to model this stuff, and how accurate that is sometimes, that hasn't been as accurate. Our view on it is we want people to be able to get the treatments that they need, because clearly Omicron is infecting vaccinated people at very, very high rates. It's not preventing people from being infected. We were disappointed in the decision to revoke outright EUAs from monoclonal antibodies, which had proven to be effective against the Delta variant. We had people that were in the hopper who had appointments that got emails in the middle of the night saying your appointments are canceled because the feds have taken this out. We think that that's wrong. Our view is let doctors and patients have this available. We pointed out the other day when we were down in Miami about there was a lab study that said that these aren't effective against Omicron, but we've been giving it to people, physicians have, and they've reported positive results. So look, that's anecdotal. It's not a clinical trial, but our view is put the information out and then let people make the best decision, and that includes everything. We worked hard to get vaxes out 2021 particularly. No mandates. You make those decisions about what you want to do. And I think if you look around the country and you look at what they've done to try to circumscribe people's rights, saying that kids have to be forced to do this or they may not go to school in California, firing cops, firing nurses. In California and other states, they fired nurses who are not vaccinated, even though many of those nurses have recovered from COVID and absolutely have strong immunity. Interestingly, the CDC just admitted that natural immunity was more protective than mRNA shots. They did this. That was obvious 6 months ago with the Israeli data and everything. When people like me said it, they said, and they actually put out a bogus study saying the opposite. They have admitted that. And so those nurses are healthy, they have protection, and they're not allowed to work. Meanwhile, the staff shortage is so severe, they are actually calling back currently COVID positive nurses who had been vaccinated. They're COVID positive and they're going out. How does that make any sense at all? And so I think the way it's been used to deny people a living, to deny people access to public accommodations, has been absolutely disgraceful, and it hasn't been effective. You look at all those areas that have done that, massive COVID waves. You look at the hospitalization, you look at all that. It has not worked, but it has created a two-tier society in some of those areas. And I think if you look at Florida, someone put out a thing about restaurant reservations January 22 compared to 2019 when no one even knew what COVID was. Miami was up 15%. New York and D.C. and Boston and some of those, they're down 50, 60%. It's absolutely killing their economies to be doing this. And so we absolutely oppose any of that. We're proud. I think we were the first state to ban vaccine passports and to say that's your decision, but your civil rights are not going to be done. And we protected the jobs of tens of thousands of people in this state. Police officers, firefighters, nurses. These are people that were on the front lines for 18 months. They were helping take care of COVID patients. Most of them have had COVID and from getting exposed. And then you want to turn around and tell them that they can't have a job anymore, all because of a personal decision. So I think we've been vindicated in how we've handled that. And at the end of the day, you want to protect people's freedom. Not only is that the right thing to do, but what these heavy-handed mandates have done, it's created divisions in society, and it's sowed a lot of distrust in some of these government officials. Because remember, they would say just 6 months ago, COVID shots mean you will not get COVID. That's just not factually true. And so when you're putting that out to people, and then they see, and I think we all know people who are vaccinated, who got COVID over the last month and a half, probably more in the last month and a half with Omicron than in any period that we've seen. So that's just the reality of what we're dealing with. So I'm proud that we've been much more rational about this. And I think the reason why so many people want to vacation in Florida, so many people want to move, there's a variety of reasons. Obviously, we have a better economic climate. We are a law and order state. We're not going to let what's happening in some of these areas happen here. And I know these mayors both agree with me on that. But I do think respecting people's rights and respecting their civil liberties has been really, really critical to our success. Okay, guys, we'll see you later. Thank you.